The first game that I'm going to be playing is the Magnet First Night. And it is currently on itch.io. So a little backstory about the Magnet. So recently, as you all see, I've rebranded. We no longer, go on the Geek Nation. But what happened was, so I rebranded to Ready Set Indie Games because I do cover a lot of indie. And the developer for the Magnet, he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, Ready Set Indie Games. I just had a game that I released to itch.io. Would you mind streaming it?" And so when he asked me to, I said, "Yeah, why not? Sure, love to, because I'm all about helping, the littler guys get noticed." So this game is on itch.io. I'm going to drop the link. It is free to play. It does play on PC as well as Mac OS, and you can play it through the web if you go to that web page there, which is Arty Farty Games. Love the name. But if you go there, you can play the game on the actual web browser if you don't want to download the itch.io app for the computer. I do have that app because I play a lot of indie. But we're gonna get started. We're gonna start off with the Magnet and go from there. Pretty confident this has sound. Let me check. I'm trying to listen to see if the sound, it sounds attractive. Because I know it had sound because I just played it earlier. So give me a second. Let me see why I'm not getting sound now. Because it has sound. I'm just not sure if the sound itself is picking up through the headset. Let me see. It might be still picking up through my TV. What I was looking for. Technical difficulties on a Monday. Or maybe it already made it sound and I just was not here to hear it. Because I know it had sound earlier. That's gonna bug me. We'll go into the new game and see what happens. Click anywhere on the screen to advance the story. Click the icon in the upper right to skip to the next menu. There's the sound. Okay. Ooh, I'm not liking that. The sweat on her brow is making the mask stick uncomfortably to Teddie's face. I don't know if I like this. Let me. It looks like it might be a little loud, so let me turn it down a bit, and hopefully that adjusts. The mud underfoot swallows her feet, so that each step is a chore and accompanied by a sucking sound. The empty windows from the towering buildings on either side stare down like giants waiting for their next meal. And dawn is approaching fast. Way too fast. Okay. I'm a little freaked out. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little freaked out. I like how this uses like real pictures. Teddie knows that she will have to find shelter soon, but every building for miles has been some kind of factory or warehouse. Well, fuck. What do I do now? I should keep walking. This is not good. Teddie beats herself up for not leaving the city through a suburb. They can be harder to get around in, but the abandoned houses always have beds. The only downside to the suburb is that she might run into the previous owner of the house, decomposing in the corner somewhere. Still, a bed is a bed. I am not liking this. I'm getting a little freaked out. Teddie looks at the crumbling brick faces around her. This day will not be comfortable. There is no bed for her here. Damn it. God damn it. That's what I said, Teddie. This is not good. Not good at all. She knows that the horrors will be out soon, and once they are awake, she has to be out of sight. Life has been hell since the horrors showed up. No one knows where they came from. They just turned up one morning and started murdering indiscriminately. Wow, that was several years ago. Since then, the world has gone to absolute shit. There's no safety anymore. No parents, no home. The only thing that Teddie can do is keep moving in the dark, keep walking, if she wants to stay alive. And Teddie intends to stay alive. She is safe for now in the dark. The horror is completely blind to the blackness. I know, right? Like, she has been, oh my goodness. she has seen enough of them to know their weakness. Probably their only one. She looks up. The sky is getting a rosy tint off in the distance. That worries her. So even though there are none of them around, she picks up the pace. Maybe she will be able to move a bit by daylight, she thinks. Maybe this time it won't be that bad. Teddie pushes against the thought. She knows better than most that there is no way around them, that if you are spotted, they attack, and they do so ruthlessly. It is always bad. Teddie starts to run, making too much sound as she does so. The horrors may not be able to see in the dark, but they can certainly hear, and it is no longer all that dark. Her mind is spinning. She has to find somewhere, and soon, the approaching dawn scares her. She is almost sure that she'll have to sleep out in the open, something she hasn't done in ever when she spots it. Turns a corner and stops dead in her tracks. She can see an open door leading into walking darkness. It's just a little way off from. I kind of actually like how they use real live pictures, or how the developer they're using real live pictures in this. I think that's pretty cool. And I like the art style of the character too. It has like that comic book or manga style to it, and I kind of like that too. Oh, thank God. Teddie runs double speed over to the door and ducks inside just as the first rays of daylight. Oh, no problem, Sylvester. And I'm enjoying it so far. I was just saying how I liked how there's real live pictures, and I like the art style of Teddie. Teddie runs double speed over to the door and ducks inside just as the first rays of daylight kiss the face of the building. Her head is reeling as she makes her way inside. The panic has her breathing heavy and her muscles aching. Like, I really like that. I really do like that it's using real life pictures instead of it all being kind of like just drawn out. I kind of like that. Teddie tries to steady herself, to take in her new surroundings. She didn't have a lot of time to survey the building from the outside, but now that she is inside, she realizes just how much of a dump this place is. Oh no, Teddie! There's trash strewn everywhere, and dark mold has started moving up the walls. It seems to Teddie that this place might even have been abandoned before the world went to hell. But the worst offender is the stench, which was mercifully absent outside. It is nothing short of overpowering, combining something close to rotten eggs and yeast together into a mix that makes her eyes water. Uh-oh. I can't sleep here. Oh, shit, Teddie. I don't know what you're gonna do there, because it's getting dark. Teddie looks outside, where the light has really started to stream in, illuminating the world in the cold light of the early morning. Okay, it's early morning. She shakes her head. No, this I have to do. I should look around, get to know my home for the day. Oh, okay. That happened. Okay, this is... Okay. Okay, so this is like a visual novel and a point and click. Right, looks good. Time to go. When Teddie tries to open the door to this room, it catches on something. Only slightly open. What the? Teddy tries to peek aside from. Please don't let it be a body in here, because if it is, we gotta get the hell out of here. Like, no, I don't know what these horrors are, but something tells me they are not good. From the somewhat open door, but it is hard to tell what it is in there, as something is blocking the view. She tries to push against the door again, but there is no give. Annoyed, she stands back and tries to kick the door, but it still stands firm. Okay then. Teddie takes a couple of steps back and readies herself. This will be unpleasant. 3, 2, 1. With that, she lunges at the door with all her might. The door makes a pained sound accompanied by a loud scream, but gives way all the same. Teddie quickly realizes her mistake and takes a quick look outside. The sound would have attracted any one of the horrors if they were any outside. She holds her breath for a moment, waiting for one to come, but none do. I was just about to say that, like, what is you doing? like, that's not stealthy at all. Exhaling, Teddie looks back at the door, which is now fully ajar. It doesn't surprise her that this door was jammed. The room she is looking at is absolutely full of crap. I don't know. Those could be used as weapons. Just saying. I mean, I don't know. You got this little pipe thing here. You can use that. And then just hit him with the chair. It works in wrestling. Hit him with the chair. Stepping inside, she knows that there is stuff piled on top of stuff. Teddie wonders, not for the first time, what this place used to be, because it's seemingly more and more like a literal dump with each second. Teddie looks around. The stuff that fills the room floor to the ceiling is strewn in no particular order. There are old microwaves on top of broken armchairs. See, you got weapons. And moth-eaten sheets draped over open refrigerators. Why? Is the only question she can think to ask. This wouldn't have made sense even before the world went. This wouldn't have made sense even before the world went to hell. What was the purpose of a place like this? Random crap storage? Maybe you're in a storage unit. This entire building is giving her a headache, and not just from the smell. She wishes she could make sense of any of it. Tired, Teddie closes the door, turns away from the room. I was just about to say that she's sassy. She's spicy. I love her pose too. She's spicy. Can we go in here? No? No, we gotta be able to go through there, right? Oh. Teddie approaches the double doors leading beyond the first room with what... Okay. She doesn't know what is beyond this point, and not knowing scares her. Is she safe? Has she taken everything? Does she know where she is? She feels her belly rumble, as if a beast has settled in there. Oh, are you hungry? Do you not have food, Teddie? Teddie closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and runs through the checklist in her head. It helps to keep organized, she tells herself. Come on, Teddie. You know this place. What was behind the other door? A sauna, a mess beyond belief. The source of the smell, nothing they let outside. A mess beyond belief. Oh yeah, there it was. A total shit show in there. That's awesome. Now that she thinks about it, she realizes that this was not where the smell was coming from. Still, it was messy as all hell. Enough of that. Teddie squares her shoulders, trying to tame the beast that has taken lodging in her stomach. Whatever is beyond those doors can't be that bad, she tells herself, but it doesn't help. Hesitate. Is there something she is forgetting? Wait, was it about that chair? It was broken. It was a throne fit for a king. It reminded her of home. It was broken, I thought, wasn't it? Teddie looks around. Most of the stuff in here is broken. I think I saw a broken chair in here somewhere. Okay, just one more. She knows that she is stalling, but the list is calming her down, like the beast in her belly is slowly being lulled to sleep. What was in the shopping cart? There was a shopping cart? There wasn't no shopping cart in there, was it? Maybe it was, I don't know. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, really? Was there a shopping cart in there? Because I didn't see no shopping cart. Did I not find the shopping cart? It had maybe food and drink? I don't know. I didn't see a shopping cart. Food and drink. Teddie doesn't really remember. Yeah, I guess she plays as Baruch too, babe. Teddie doesn't really remember, but maybe there was some food in there? Teddie almost wants to go back and have a look. Teddie turns around. Something was off about that list. She's not sure that she got everything down just right. Okay. Was there a shopping cart? Because I sure didn't see one. I'm like, I didn't see a shopping cart. Steady service, the rubble of this place, it seems so random, but while looking around, she suddenly focuses on something. It is a chair standing alone against the wall. Teddy looks at the chair. Okay. At first, thinking nothing of it, there are at least a dozen or so of them stacked in. But as she approaches this chair, she gets an uneasy feeling like she has seen it before. Get yourself together. It's a chair. It takes her a moment to realize why this chair is making her so uncomfortable. What is it about the chair that is making her uneasy? That's... Teddy looks at it again, and yeah, it is just like the one she used to have at home before the horrors came. Okay, so now we know the chair is something that reminds her of home before the world went to shit. Teddy stands for a while transfixed, as if she is waiting for the chair to jump up and attack her. Apologize. Yeah. I do apologize for that. But the chair is not the enemy, the memories are. She can't help the flashes from flooding her mind's eye. Her family sitting down for dinner, her mom placing the chairs on the table to clean, a birthday party, an errand fight around the table. The flashes come fast and hard, and Teddy can do nothing but stand there staring at a stupid fucking chair. She has spent so much time trying to forget, trying to stave back the memories of what used to be. That is how you survive. It is the only way that you survive. Teddy can feel her chest tighten. She is at war with herself. Will she allow the memories to win? No. The hiss comes low and intense from deep within her. It is enough. She is broken out of her spiral. Now is not the time, Teddy tells herself. She turns around. There is the rest of the room to check. Okay. I think... Is that a shopping cart? Nope. Nope, here's the shopping cart. Teddy walks over to a shopping cart that has been stashed in the corner of the room, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Like, yeah, another thing that seems like it should belong in a place like this. Alright, what do we have here? Nothing answers her but dead silence. Not that she had expected any different. Her own voice has become the only companion that she has anymore, the only sound she ever hears. Talks to herself out of habit more than anything else. As a way of breaking the constant silence that hangs over everything. They took everything when they arrived. Friends, family, home, everything. But after a while, when you have been on the run, you start to notice the little things things you didn't notice while grieving. The horrors took the sound, leaving the world cold and silent. There is no music, no laughter, just you, talking to yourself. Teddy bites the inside of her cheek painfully. Focus on what is in front of you. She finds discarded wrappers from candy bars, a blanket that has grown a nasty mold, and paint canisters filled with dried paint. She looks at the wrappers longingly. She used to love candy. Anything sweet, really. She would have begged her parents for it any time they... No! Teddy shakes her head. There is nothing for her down that train of thought. Stay in the moment. Muttering to herself, bring a moment of respite, a moment of truth. She turns away from the shopping cart, disgusted with herself. She needs to move on. There must be other things in this room. And we already checked that door, so we don't have to recheck it. Okay, so Teddy approaches the doors. Is it gonna do it again? Okay, so now, yeah, she's gonna go over through the, there was a mess beyond belief behind the door. Oh yeah, there it was. A total shit show in there. Now that she thinks about it, she realizes that this was nothing where the smell was coming from. Okay. But it doesn't help. She hesitates. Is there something she's saying? What about the chair? It reminded her, okay. It reminded her of home. Teddy quickly recoils at the thought of home. Best not to think about it. Best to focus on the door in front of her. Okay, just one more. She knows she is stalling, but the list is calming her down, like the beast in her belly is slowly being lulled to sleep. That what was in the shopping cart? Candy wrappers and crap. Teddie's mouth waters at the thought of the candy that she missed out on, even if those wrappers were several years older than her. Teddie smiles to herself. That was the list. That was everything. She feels certain that she knows everything that is in this room and none of it poses any danger to her. Taking a deep breath, she opens the door and walks into the next room, right into a horror. Oh no, Teddie! Oh shit, maybe she did. I was just joking, but I think she might have. Walking into this room answered any questions Teddie had about where the smell was coming from. Oh my god, it's gonna be dead bodies or something in here. Oh my god, I feel it. The stench is foul, so bad that Teddie almost turns around and walks straight out the door. However, she knows better than that. Something could be lurking in it. It is better to know. Still, she wishes that she didn't have to go further into the place where the very air seems to be assaulting her. There is no light in this room whatsoever. Oh, Teddie. I'm gonna need you to be better at being a survivalist, Teddie, because oh my god. So Teddie has to feel her way around until her eyes adjust to the darkness. Teddie takes another step into the darkness, willing herself not to freak out. Okay, that kind of scared me. That kind of got me there. The music did. It takes a while for her to get used to the darkness, thanks in no smart part due to the fact that her eyes keep watering due to. When she finally does, she is confused. She is standing in a rather large, elongated room with red steel pillars every few feet. The room is filled with all kinds of crap, ranging from old fridges sporting logos of soft drinks to discarded furniture. I am not liking this music. It's freaking me out. To discarded furniture that has seen better days. Like my heart is pumping. Altogether, the place gives off the air of having been long abandoned. Well, isn't this nice? Her words echo through the hall. Why is you talking in them things out there? Like, come on, chick. It bounced back to her as though ghosts are mirroring her sentiment. Through the horrendous smell and the crap littered all over the place, Teddie has a hard time keeping her spirits up. Guess I better check this out as well. No, we really don't have to. Teddie takes another step into the room without enthusiasm or much hope. Huh. Okay, here's a dresser, apparently. The sight of the cabinet immediately makes Teddie excited. For a second, she's convinced that this is the kinds of places that people keep their food. Oh, that is epic! Oh, come on! So we got a Nintendo Switch, a Mac, wow, and a tablet. That's funny. That is nope. The exclamation was a bit louder than Teddie was initially expecting it to be, and she looks around nervously. No one is there. Still, she chastises herself for getting her hopes up. This is funny. This is so epic. Why would there be anything useful in this damn closet? The only thing here are some stupid electronics. Man, that switch is, man, you got, you know, you got stuff you can play for a couple of hours at least. Cut that shit down. Got some entertainment. Teddie surveys the assorted wires and things in the closet. The ironic thing is that some of the things in here are things that she would have once been very excited about finding. Teddie recognized a gaming console in there and thinks back on a time when that would have meant a lot to her. Right? A tool to alleviate boredom. Yeah, I am not feeling that. I'm not even feeling that. I'm not even going that route. The laugh is hollow and humorous, but it feels good to let that music got my heart pumping. That music got my heart pumping. Okay, the truth is that Teddie doesn't remember what it's like to be bored. The thing about fighting to stay alive is that you really don't have time to be bored. Every moment is tense. Every moment is a struggle. Even when things are relatively quiet, there's always the worry. Teddie worries about her next meal. She worries about whether the horrors will ever catch her, and she worries for the simple pleasure of worrying. None of those things will bring her any joy anymore. But God, does she miss boredom. She misses it so much. Okay. Somebody living here, though. Somebody's living in here. Teddy stops dead in her track. Oh, what if this thing is a horror? Cause this kind of got like the Walking Dead vibe going to it. Teddy stops dead in her tracks as she spots laundry hanging. Her heart sinks. If someone is here, this could complicate things. Teddy stands completely still for a moment, listening to the silence that hangs in the. Hello? Why would you even say hello? No answer. Teddy stands still for a moment, acutely aware of how vulnerable she is in this moment. Is anyone there? Ah, I got you. Once again, the darkness answers with nothing but silence. Teddy stands still for another moment, every part of her clenched up tight. Eventually, she lets her go. If someone was here, she would have heard. She walks over to the clothing, inspecting it. Part of her is incredulous as to why anyone would hang clothes here. Clearly, the smell would ruin them because it probably. Right, hello, darkness, my old friend. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, because probably when they were there, they're probably dead. The smell she's smelling is a dead body. She holds the shirt up to her nose. It is bone dry and absolutely reeking. This must have been here for a while. Teddy steps back. She needs to check out the rest of the room, and this is not an encouraging start. Yeah, we don't. Teddy stands there for a moment, not quite able to place the thing in front of him. Is it a bed? No. Nah, not quite. For one thing, it has wheels. For another, the mattress, which is overgrown with mold, is at an odd angle. It's a. The word is on the tip of her tongue, frustratingly close. It's a gurney. There's a hospital? The clouds surrounding her thought process lift as she finds the word. However, with the word comes a lot of questions. What would a gurney be doing here? She done stumbled into a hospital. The rest of everything makes sort of odd sense, but this? Because that would explain too the microwaves and the refrigerator. That could be all storage stuff. That could have been a storage room for stuff from the hospital. She's probably in a hospital. Which even sucks even more. Teddy stares at it for a second more, trying to wrap her head around it. These are supposed to be in hospital. The silence that follows the questions then away. Teddy turns away from the thing, trying to ignore all the burning questions that she might never get an answer. Home sweet home. Here's your bed, Teddy. At the very back of the room, Teddy finds what could be described as an apartment. A lousy one, certainly. I am not liking to use it, but an apartment all the same. This would be very perfect for Halloween. A makeshift mattress has been set up with an upturned box acting as a bedside table, and a board with an old office chair has been placed into the corner as a dining table. Oh my god! The whole scene is kind of cozy in a weird way. If it wasn't for the smell, Teddy would even have liked. Teddy walks over to the bed, inspecting it. There is no dust on the covers and some provisions stashed by the dining table. Someone lives here. Whoever it is can't have left long ago. This worries Teddy. The last thing she needs is some sort of complication with an angry survivor. Teddy looks longingly at the provision. She is so damn hungry. Her mouth is watering and she has had a hard time focusing on anything else. It takes a moment of hard concentration to get herself back on track. The person who lives here happened to them. The sun is out and the horrors are not here, so either the resident got caught out there or they are dead. Either way, Teddy will be gone by dusk, so this is not going to be a problem. He looks back at the food, tempted to steal something. Who would notice? I'm sorry, take something. You hungry? I mean, at this point, it's like finders keepers, right? Teddy takes a tin of canned fish from beneath the table. Whoever lives here won't. The smell of fermented fish mixes with the stench of the room around as she opens the can. Teddy doesn't mind. Scoops up the glob of fish with her fingers and swallows without chewing. It does not go down smooth with food, right? She wipes her hand on her pants and belches loudly. Sound echoes around the room. Teddy looks back over her shoulder. She is unsure of whether or not there is much else. I could go to sleep. Teddy looks around. There might still be some stuff around. Better not go to sleep. Yeah, like, whatever, go to sleep. Teddy yawns. Maybe tomorrow will be better. She might be able to get away from this industrial area into something nicer. Yeah, really wishes she had a bed or something. She considers sleeping on the bed in the sticky room, a name that she has given to the room with the red pill pills. It would take a lot of convincing to get her to sleep in there, even with the apartment at. Teddy walked into the entrance hall, props herself up against the wall, and goes, okay, so now it's new. Teddy bolts upright, suddenly wide awake. What was that? Never sleeps deeply. That part of her life is over. Now she is always alert, even in sleep. She sits for a second, craning her neck, trying to figure out what woke her up, but nothing happens. Her eyes start to droop, and she leans back against the wall once more when she hears it. It sounds like someone is walking outside, trying not to make a sound, the way a child might sound, tiptoeing to their parents' bed at night. Teddy listens carefully. She knows that sound, but hopes that she is wrong in her suspicion. Don't go back to sleep. Get up and check it out, because this just doesn't look good for you. Teddy feels completely wired, awake like she has never been before. She looks outside where the sun is shining down mercilessly. If she is spotted now, it will be the end of her. Teddy gets up, makes sure to make a little noise as she can. She doesn't like this one bit, but what else can she do? And it sneaks over to the door, her heart pounding in her throat, trying not to let her mind get the better of her. It's going to be fine. It's probably nothing. Teddy crouches at the door, making sure that she is out of sight of anyone looking in from the outside. She peers through the window, and her heart sinks through her chest. At the corner of the building, just visible from her vantage point, she could see one of the horrors standing completely still. Ain't this it? Teddy quickly ducks back down out of sight. Not again. Not here. Teddy starts to hyperventilate. She can feel her breath against the mask, hot and warm. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Outside, Teddy can hear the horror starting to move. The horrors have an odd way of moving, make ready to pounce. They will stand impossibly still for much too long, surveying their surroundings, and then suddenly move, noiselessly, spot to the next. That's this if they don't spot you. If they see you, they give relentless pursuit, not stopping until they have you in their grasp. Teddie has some people try and outrun them, but it is no use. They are both faster and stronger than us. It always ends the same way, bloody and lethal. The only respite is the night. Their behavior changes at night. They no longer move as they do during the day. Okay, so during the day, this is interesting, because you would think they would be more active at night, but they're active during the day. That's pretty interesting. They still react to sound and they still give chase, but at night they move as though wading through water. Each step they look slow because they can't really see. You can outrun them at night. You can hide from them at night. You can wait. The night has become Teddy's solace, her safe zone. She feels vulnerable here in the daylight, scared out of her wits. Peers out of the window again, hoping beyond anything that it has moved on. It hasn't, of course not. It is standing at the corner of the building, craning its neck as it's listening. Teddy stares at it. They truly are terrifying. The horrors look like they were put together by an uncaring God. Limbs randomly stuck where they don't belong, and features distorted into wild character of normalcy. Teddy starts to feel sick. This always happens when she tries to look at them for long. This is something about them that remains unsettling, no matter how used to them you get. She slumps back down onto the concrete, unwillingly jostling some broken glass at her feet. Damn it, Teddy. No. Fuck. Teddy goes cold. She can hear her heart beating against her chest so loud that it threatens to bust her chest wide open, and her palms have suddenly gone very clammy. She doesn't dare look outside, but she can hear the soft pitter-patter of the horror approaching the door. Oh, please don't have me decide what to do, because I would say try to play coy like you're not there, but if it see you, you got. It stops. Teddie can see the silhouette of the horror cast a shadow on the concrete in front of her. Teddie can hear its low, mythical breathing as it just above her, looking into the building. The sound reminds her of an engine winding down. Teddie feels her inside go completely liquid as the moment drags on. Standing just above her with murderous intent. He knows that it won't eat her. They never do. They seem content to just end lives for no other reason than the pleasure of it. Teddie stares at the shadow etched in the floor in front of her, willing it to move. Suddenly, Teddie hears a crash off in the distance. The horror reacts immediately. Teddie sees the shadow turn sharply. It lets out a low hiss and bolts off into the distance. Teddie sits there for a second, frozen and terrified to her core. Doesn't dare move for fear that it will come back. Get up. Teddie chides herself for being so weak. She needs to get up. She needs to hide it soon before it comes back. Teddie doesn't seem able to. Get up now. She whispers to herself, barely audible, and starts to stretch her legs. She can do this, she tells herself. Teddie gets to her feet slowly and peers out of the window. The horror is gone, having given chase to whatever made that noise earlier. It's probably the person that lived there. Teddie can feel the sweat inside of her mask start to drip down her face. It feels cool and calming in a way. I need to hide. Oh, Teddie takes a breath and walks inside. The place looks even worse than yesterday in the cold light of day. I'm sorry, I forgot that it doesn't talk. I got into the story. There's dust and cobwebs covering every surface that Teddie can see, and not an iota of ground is not taken up by some useless piece of crap. I would say probably hiding in here would be the best. Keep in here. Teddy takes a deep breath and dissolves into a coughing fit. Cough, dusty cough. Takes her a moment to get herself together, and for a moment she looks out the door once more, making her mind. Turns back up to the clutter. Okay, it's just for the rest of the day. Yeah, because it would make sense to hide in there. Oh, wait a minute. It might not, though. Because what happens if she comes out and... No, that would be the best spot. Just as long as she don't hit shit coming out. Betty climbs up on an old dishwasher, which is right in front of the open door. She reasons that the only way that she is going to be getting any sleep that day is if somehow she sleeps on top of the garbage. Finding a comfortable spot is harder while remaining silent is harder, Teddy had anticipated. Teddy has to say some weirdly placed piece of crap from falling to the ground more than once, making it the whole endeavor more difficult than far. Eventually, Teddy finds a somewhat comfortable spot in the back, propped up against a stack of old office chairs and an old chute. I guess this will have to do. I mean, because that would just make sense, right? An ache in her hip wakes Teddy up. Her legs have fallen asleep from the uncomfortable position her back aches. She should have been okay with sleeping in uncomfortable places by now. She has been on the road for a while now. But for whatever reason, she never got completely. Teddy straightens herself, trying to rub the sleepiness out of her eyes to no effect. She knows that she'll have to move. She'll stay, but she stays put for a moment, staring into nothing. She's having a hard time getting herself together enough to move on. Some evenings are hard like that. When the weight of everything seems too heavy to carry and just standing up feels like a task. Teddy tries hard not to spiral, not to think about all of the people she'll never see again, all of the places she can't go back to, all of the things she lost. The moment threatens to bury her alive, if she lets it. Standing there, staring at the door, everything suddenly feels too overwhelming to do. You need, you need to leave. She tells herself this over and over again, trying to will her legs into, but nothing happens. You need to leave. Her tone is harder now, more firm, but nothing's happening. The grief and sadness have a hold on her now. It seems that there's nothing she can do. She stares at the door in front of her, trying to make her mind go blank. This is her final defense, when the malice takes over. Teddy prefers nothingness. The nothing helps her stay alive. Oh shit. The flash came so fast that Teddie was unsure she saw it at all. If it wasn't for the afterglow etched in her retina, she wouldn't have believed that she saw anything at all. Teddie shakes her head and refocuses on the door. Whatever that was, it brought her away from her. She stands up a bit more straight, trying to hone in on what she just saw, but whatever it was, it's gone now. Teddie shakes her head again, clearing it out of cobwebs. She's been standing here for long enough. This can't go on. Picks up her bag, which is feeling remarkably light. She must be running low on supplies. She's just about to move when it happens again. The light is back. It is only there for a second, but that is long enough for Teddie to know that she did not make it. The light is really there. Teddie takes a couple of steps closer to the door. Whoever is making that happen is out there somewhere, but she can barely see in the darkness. Teddie ducks down and crawls the rest of the way over to the making sure to be as quiet as she can. She squats by the door so that her body is just below the window. You wouldn't be able to see her if you were looking outside. Tears out and her heart sinks. The horror is standing in the middle of the street. It is just standing in the dark, staring at the building, its large, unseen eyes, barely visible in the darkness. It seems to Teddie that it is staring right at her, but she knows better. They can't see in the dark. They can only wait for the light to reach. The flash is confused as Teddie, because clearly this didn't come from it, so where did it come from? If they figure out how to conjure light where there is none, that could mean true death. Teddie's starting to spiral once more when she sees the light again coming from somewhere beyond the horror. It shines like a beacon in the blackness and it's gone almost as soon as it appears. Excuse me. It takes Teddie a second to get used to the darkness again, but when she does, she knows that there is a shape just beyond the horror. It looks smaller than normal, but clearly there, contrast against the black night. The person once again flashes the light, and this time the horror seems to take notice. It starts turning slowly in the direction of the visitor. Teddie freezes. She doesn't know this person, but she feels compelled to help. That was accidental. Teddie stalls, and all the while, the horror starts to move slowly towards the visitor. To be continued. Oh man, okay. And we might as well do the credits. And again, this game was this game is on itch.io, or this visual novel / game is on itch.io. It is free to download. You can do this one of two ways. I will drop the link in the chat for you. So you can actually go through the website there, and you can play the game on the web. Or if you have the itch.io app, you can download it to your PC or Mac OS. So, but yeah, that is the magnet. I'm looking forward to doing night 2, or seeing what the second night is all about. But I kind of enjoyed it. I really like that atmosphere, the music, the ambience music of it, because that really kind of added to the whole perspective of the game. It kind of gave me that chill factor. Not gonna lie, at some points I had to turn it down because it was freaking me out so much. So some of it I turned it down, but I wanted to get through the entire game. But other than that, I thought it's definitely a great start to a really good visual novel. I can definitely see this being very popular around the holiday season, like Halloween season and stuff like that. But yeah, I could definitely see this going places. But again, if you would like to play or read the magnet for yourself, there's the link in chat. And again, thank you to the developer for allowing for me to stream your game on my stream today.